Hey, this is Wileen Benson, and you are on the Daily Gratitude Call, where we start every day in gratitude. Gratitude is the highest energy state that we can be in. It creates a frequency of positive vibration that attracts positive experiences into our lives. Hey everybody, this is Wileen Benson. This is our Daily Gratitude Call. Super excited to be on our call today. Excited for what we get to learn today. Interesting. I'm in Utah, and I was just about to start the recording, and one of our participants said, "There's an earthquake happening right now," and she lives about, 30 minutes north of me. And so sure enough, like just a couple seconds later, I felt it too. And it was interesting because I'd already written down the focus that we were going to have today: gratitude for inner stirrings. that was the subject that I'd written down. So we couldn't have had a more appropriate way for us to start our gratitude call this morning than to have a little earthquake and have some outer stirrings that helped anchor in this idea of inner stirrings. So we're going to do a 90-second private silent meditation, gratitude for inner stirrings, and we'll see what we get to learn. So just write down whatever comes to you for this 90 seconds private meditation on gratitude for inner stirrings. Begin. All right. I don't feel like I'm complete with this. I know that there's going to be more that I get to learn, but it's kind of like the anticipation of what's coming, but also not really, like, it's not possible for us to know what's coming. Is kind of, like I say, it's not complete. It's still kind of this inner stirring is just stirring inside of here, but everything's not like completely clear yet. But I know we in Utah are like big preppers. Everybody is likes to prep for earthquakes, for disaster, for having to like pick up and leave. One of the things that in our community is a big thing is to have 72-hour kit. So you've got enough food and clothing and stuff that you need for 72 hours. Just in case there's an emergency. And we have a 72-hour kit that has been sitting there in our storage room for 25 years, and every once in a while we go in and rotate the food and kind of check through it and make sure that it's all current and everything. But I haven't looked at it for a long time, so that was one of the things that came up to me, is that would be a priority for me to just double check and see what's in there and if it's all up to date. But then the thought came, we kind of prepare for what's coming, what possibly might come, but we have no idea what is coming. So really the only time that we have is now. The only time that we have is in the present. And if we try to live in the future, if we try to live in that time of possible emergency, there could be a lot of fear in that, and we could make decisions today that are really not accurate based on what we think is going to happen in the future. So with these inner stirrings, of like what ifs, I guess, it's still important to be really solid in the present. And solid, I think, is a really opportune word there with the inner stirrings, to hold on to things that are solid. Who else has something they'd like to share?
I'd like to share.
Hey, Daniel.
Excuse me. Yeah, to me, the idea of like a wake-up call.
Mm-hmm.
That's the feeling that I got from, and I was like, when you guys were talking about the earthquake, there are different types of earthquakes, but I was listening to what Sean mentioned about random acts of kindness,
mm-hmm.
And I have forgotten about that. I said, oh
mm-hmm.
my God, this is a wonderful way to stay in the present. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I like the idea of a wake-up call, that there can be lots of different kinds of wake-up calls. I have something that I call the snow globe effect. It's where you turn your world upside down and shake it, and do it on purpose, so that you can, just kind of shake everything up and look around and say, okay, what really fits with the world that I want to create, and what do I need to just let fall down to the ground? All these little pieces of snow falling around. And sometimes we get a wake-up call without, that just kind of comes. And then there are other times we can actually create that wake-up call for ourselves. Thank you. Who else has something they'd like to share?
I'll share. It's Kathy.
Thanks, Kathy.
Just the earthquake shaking things up. I thought that inner stirring in the earth was kind of a symbolic thing, but then I also thought about there's a hymn that speaks of thy spirit, Lord, has stirred my soul.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone earlier that spoke about eyesight, physically and spiritually. And so it was really coming up for me was the stirring of the soul, the things that stir us to take action, the things that and preparing spiritually, I think, and our attitude is sometimes more important than that physical preparation of what may come, and love it.
Awesome. Thank you. That kind of goes back to what Daniel was talking about, random acts of kindness, that when our soul is stirred, it can encourage us, or, inspire us to do some things that maybe otherwise we wouldn't. We usually, that stirring, God's spirit, our spirit stirring us, is almost always so that we can connect with somebody in a certain way, do something that is meaningful to not just ourselves, but to other people. Thank you. Who else?
I'll share.
Okay, Melissa.
So I felt like a shot of adrenaline because, was it Mary or Kathy? I don't know who said, we're earthquake. And I was like, where? Like, because we didn't feel it yet because we're so far south.
Mm-hmm.
And then sure enough, the chandelier starts shaking and I feel the ground rumbling underneath me. And I just like smiled. I was just like, this is it. Like, this is God. Like, I just felt so excited because I'm like, God is talking to us through the earth, through the sickness and famines and, all, like, it's happening. And I'm excited because I'm so prepared. We're prepared temporally. We're prepared spiritually. And I'm just so ready for the Savior to come and reign.
Awesome. Yeah, that's an awesome way to think of it. And, we're on this gratitude call, and for us, and I feel the same way. I have a big smile on my face. I'm just feeling like I was actually really grateful to Mary for kind of giving us a heads up, for her saying that. And then when it came, it wasn't like a surprise, you know what I mean? And and I felt the same thing of that shuttle of adrenaline. But I love how you added that this is it. This is God speaking to us. How exciting. I love that energy and that feeling of gratitude that you were able to infuse in that. Thank you. Who else?
I'd like to share.
Thanks, Mary.
That shot of adrenaline definitely went through me.
Mm-hmm.
And lately I've been thinking of grabbing my journals, which most of my things are still in a storage unit. And so I yesterday got them out, and just boxes of my life. This is my history. And
Mm-hmm.
from 39 years
Wow.
of, or actually probably more, well, way more than that, like 60 years, but 39 years of journals from a certain point in my life. And the stirrings this morning and the past little while that I've been impressed to go to my storage unit and get these journals to write about my life and about my conversion story, to read the account of the first vision, and then share my own sacred experiences with my boys. I really got that this is the time before the earthquake. I was writing about this, and it's just so impressed upon me that there is a reason that I am here, that it stirred my soul to know that I've lived through so many things and so many near-death experiences, that I'm here for a reason, and I'm here for a special purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And we all are, but now that this was a wake-up call, and before the earthquake, I knew that now I needed to sit my boys down and really just talk to them and share things with them that I haven't, I don't think, before. I mean, I have, but they're going to hear it in a different way, I guess.
Yeah.
So to me, the inner stirrings have stirred me to this point. And I was so grateful this morning as I was reading and as I was writing about an experience I had 39 years ago. And I realized that, wow, it just was it woke me up to, wow, wait a minute. What are you doing? There's so much has led to this point where I feel like this gratitude call has brought me to this point, and so many other things have brought me to this point of being able to have clarity and to be stirred, my soul stirred to the point where I take action.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. The word passion came to me as you were talking, and I'm feeling, there's ways that we can write, just to get the documentation down, technical writing, just documenting the experience. But when you're writing from this passion that you're talking about, from having your soul stirred, that is like the spirit. You're creating a living document. You're creating a living thing that will live on beyond you, that people will want to read, that they will feel that inner stirring. They'll feel that spirit as they're reading it. And I have to just add my confirmation to what you're saying, because a couple of days ago on my daily GPS, my inspired shortcut was to go through I've been keeping my daily GPS. I've been typing it up on the computer for 7 years now, since 2013, almost every day. And some of them I had printed, I had like a whole stack of printed months. Every time I get done with a month, I would print it, but sometimes I would forget. And I was inspired a couple of days ago to go through all those and to print the ones that are not, that haven't been printed, that I've forgotten to or whatever, and get them in binders. And so the last couple of days I've been going through and just making sure that I have all of it printed. And I've still got to go through 2017, 18, and 19, I believe, but everything else is all printed. And so I obeyed that. It's like, I don't know, why or what, but for some reason those need to be in printed form. So confirmation for you. All right, we
All
are
right.
getting close to
Okay.
the end of our time. Michael, do you want to have something you want to share real quick?
Sure.
Go ahead.
My first inner thought was when I look around or look at someone and you get a tingling feeling,
Mm-hmm.
or when you feel confident in someone's presence or in something you have with you to help you or protect you. Inner feelings give you motivation. You feel inspired. When you accomplish a goal, you get a good feeling that comes. And but anyway, when the earthquake came, I thought earthquake was a power of edification. Hey, I am here.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, the coronavirus, is when that coronavirus, call on me, rely on me, and so the Lord is letting us know He's here. But that was some of my thoughts.
I love
Okay.
that. Thank you. That's great. Thanks. I appreciate you sharing that. Those words, that tingling. There's so many things that can bring those inner stirrings. Confidence. Confidence is an inner stirring. You mentioned confidence in someone or something. Motivation, all of that, and just a tingling feeling that you feel in someone's presence. All lots of really different ways that we can feel those inner stirrings. And, again, just that idea of I'm here, God's here. I love that. Awesome. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath. I just feel like we're just in a super exciting time, and grateful to have this gratitude call to be able to come together in this exciting time, so we get to learn, move forward with confidence and positivity. And just listen within your own heart, within your own soul. What has the events of this morning and the things that have happened on this call, what has this stirred you? What has this stirred within you? Just listen for changes that you're noticing inside of yourself. The motivation, that tingling feeling inside of you, the feelings of passion that have been stirred. What is this? What's been stirred within you? And what's next? What is the most important thing that you could do today with this stirring that will give a physical manifestation of what's stirring inside of you? So what's that inspired shortcut? What's the one most important thing that you can do today to create physical manifestation so that other people can feel and see and know this inner stirring that's happening inside of you? And then what is the limiting belief that's showing up that would maybe stop you from taking action on that inspired shortcut, or would inhibit you, limit you with the power and the magnitude that you could move forward with? What's the limiting belief? And every limiting belief brings with it a cost, comes a consequence. There's something that every limiting belief produces something. And so what is the cost of having and keeping this limiting belief? And if you don't like that cost, then now is an opportunity for you to choose. You can keep it because you know now what it is creating for you. You can totally keep it. You can make that choice. Or you can choose to allow yourself to be stirred to change. You can give yourself permission to choose a new belief. So if you're ready to give yourself permission to choose a new belief, say yes.
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 Awesome.
Yes.
So what are those new beliefs? get 2 or 3 new beliefs that will take the place of that old limiting belief, and will give you, that will totally clear the path, free you to be able to move forward confidently and express this new stirring, this passion that you're feeling inside of you in a much higher and bigger way. In a moment, I'm going to open it up for maybe 1 or 2 quick shares. And while you're thinking, kind of putting your thoughts together and deciding if you're going to be one to share today, just want to offer anyone to make a 15-minute appointment with me to just have a talk about these inner stirrings that you're having, anything that has come up for you on this call today. Would love to have a conversation with you about how you can move forward more powerfully. And you do that by going to askwylene.com, and you can schedule a 15-minute call. It goes directly to my calendar, and you can pick a time that works for you. Who has something that they would like to share about their experience today?
I'll do a quick share.
Okay. Thanks, Mary.
I know I already shared, but the stirred resolve to jump and stay on course, to not drag my feet any longer on certain things. It's like, just stop dragging your feet, just jump in and stay the course. Was what was coming up for me. And my shortcut, just the limiting belief was, it doesn't seem as spiritually important. It doesn't seem as important than other things, but so that cost slows me down and I drag my feet. So I am on the Lord's errand. These are my new beliefs. I am on the Lord's errand. I trust the path I'm on. I am on course. I am sure of my course and path. And that's it.
Wow.
I just started another one, but.
Those are awesome. Thank you. That trust, jumping and staying on course. I mean, that really takes a lot of trust to know that, there might not be a safety net when you trust or when you jump, but something's going to be there. You might get wings.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody else like to share?
I'll share.
Okay. Thanks, Lisa.
I just feel like it's time. It's time to get going. It's time to devote myself to aligning my will with the Lord. And I have been doing that, but it's like, I feel like a heightened, what's the word? Like, I got to do it right now.
Yeah. Urgency,
exactly.
Yeah.
And so my limiting belief is that I need to hoard and keep everything to myself so that I have enough for me. But I feel like it's more important to reach out and serve others and help people to feel calm as the world is in commotion.
Because everybody's not on this gratitude call. Everybody's not, right. It doesn't have something solid to hold on to like we do. So yeah, we get to be that calm within the storm. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love it. Any last thoughts before we close our call today? All right. Thank you all for being.
I just want to say, Rosalene, I'm just feeling so grateful. Like you just said, just so grateful that we have this call and that we can share it with others.
Awesome. Yep, you definitely can. And this will be a good one to share today. If you want to post it on your Facebook feed or something, whatever social media platform that you like, or if you've got certain people that you want to share it with, this would be a really awesome one to share. We'll make sure we get it posted on the blog as soon as possible, wylenebenson.com/gratitude and or /blog, excuse me. We'll take you directly to it. And I'll probably post just the recording itself on the Facebook group, Breakthrough with Gratitude. So you can share just the recording, or you can share the whole blog once that gets posted a little bit later. So thank you all for being on the call today. We'll look forward to our being together again tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Time, and excited to read about any other thoughts or experiences that you have because of the changes that you're making based on these inner stirrings today. So be sure to share with us on that Facebook group, Breakthrough with Gratitude. We'd love to read about it. Thank you all, and we'll look forward to tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Hey, thanks so much for listening, and I encourage you to tune in every day to the Daily Gratitude Call. And the Daily Gratitude Call happens live every weekday morning. I'd love to have you join. So to find out how to join live, go to my website, WileenBenson.com. Thanks for tuning in.